Okay, Jason and Andy, this video is for you guys. This is going to be a video on how to strop your knife. And the strop, if you think of it as the analogy, you're sanding a piece of wood. If you have a really rough piece of wood and you immediately go to a 5,000 or 4,000 grit sandpaper, very, very fine, it's not going to do much. But if you have a very smooth piece of wood and you use the 4,000 or 5,000, it gives you a really nice finish. Same thing for your knife. If the knife is not already pretty sharp, the strops are not going to do too much. You want to go back to a stone, do whatever you need to do to get to where the knife is sharp, and what this will do is give you that last little bit of sharpness. So these are the strops that I make, and when they first come, they have a coarse and a fine, CNF. The coarse side is brown or green, depending on what I had that day. And for both sides of this, they have compound on it. When you first start using it, you're going to get some flaking off of that, and then it'll actually change color a little bit later, which I'll show on mine. And the fine side has metal polish. So again, you'll see a little bit of flaking of this once you start using it. Alright, so this is mine that I carry. It has the green compound on it. This started out white just like the other one, but as you use it, it turns black. And to use this, so again, have a pretty sharp knife, not a bad edge. First to grip, and of course I am lefty, so hold the knife in my left hand. Start by putting your fingertips below the level of the side you're going to be stropping on. You do not want your fingertips up above the edge, because then you'll hit them with the knife. Next, you want to find what's the angle that I'm going to put the knife at. And the way I always do that, and hey, I have a handy strop right here I can use, is put the knife flat against the wooden side of the strop, and while pushing the knife forward, start to rotate the knife up. And at some point, right there for this one, it's going to grip. So you can kind of see what that angle is. That's about the angle, maybe just a little bit lower, that you want to actually hold the knife once it's on the strop. So you can see about the same angle there. To strop, as far as pressure, if you think of this bench mat that is down here, if I just rest my finger on it and run my finger along it, it doesn't really deform that much. With just a little bit of pressure, the mat actually bows in around my finger, and as I move my finger along, my finger's moving and the mat is dented underneath it. So when I'm stropping the knife, I don't want the knife just barely sitting on the leather, although I'll usually do that as like the last strokes, just as the ultimate fineness. But you want it to press just enough that you're deforming the surface of the leather. Now you don't want to press too hard, because then you're just squishing the leather down and you're not getting that nice curve around the edge of the knife. So the way I start, again, fingertips below the level of the top of the leather. I start at the base of the knife, at the farthest end away from me, into the strop, get my angle, and there's two ways you can do it. You can draw while you're pulling back, or just pull back, move the knife a little bit, and then just keep pulling back. And I'll do that all the way through the knife. And notice one thing, my right hand's actually moving just a little bit as I get towards the edge of the knife, just to hold the angle the same all through the knife. And one of the worst things you can do is start your strop, come to here, and then roll the knife up when you're coming off. That's one of the worst things you can do. So what you want to do is either, because you have your finger below the edge of the level of the leather, is either just come straight off, so I'm just pulling it straight off the leather, or come back and lift straight up. You never want to roll the knife. That's bad. And one thing you'll notice as you use this, the metal polish turns black. You want to make sure you're getting using as much of the leather as you can. So I just keep doing this. I'll flip sides. And that's a nice edge. Show. Find some here. And that's push, shave, sharp. Okay, so Basically, when you first strop the knife, you may want to start on the rougher side, the coarse side, just to get the edge where you want it. Pretty much if I use this and I'm opening some boxes or whatever, and just that very fine sharpness is gone, I'll just go straight to the fine side, and usually about 2 or 3 passes per side. And you'll have a nice edge back. So that's how to strop. And if you have any questions, just put them down with the comments.